Yep, good evening everyone. So last session we discussed about two concepts of classes in TypeScript: inheritance and polymorphism. Yesterday I explained one simple scenario about polymorphism. So I already give an example. So polymorphism related, yeah. What additionally you need to learn here is polymorphism. Actually, poly means many and morphos means forms. So the availability of any component in multiple forms is referred as polymorphism. So it is a behavior given for components, so that one component can handle multiple situations. That is actually the main concept. One component can handle multiple situations. So in computer programming terms, how you define is polymorphism refers to single base class object that can use the memory of multiple derived classes. Single base class object that can use the memory of multiple derived class. Yesterday we learned that technique. Actually, what we done, we created an object using multiple memory means array. In that new class 1 memory and new class 2 memory, like that, new class 3 memory, like this it can configure. That means now object is only one, but it is working for 3 different classes. So at every class, its behavior is different. So polymorphism is actually, it is the process of overloading memory. It can be function memory, it can be class memory, it can be any memory overloading. So polymorphism is overloading memory. It is function or object or class any memory. Yesterday I given one example for that clearly. I uploaded that example already. So this is the example. Our example TypeScript project. Yeah, I posted this, right? This is example for that. I will copy. So here, what is the point? So there are 3 different employees: developer, admin, and manager. To access these 3 different employees, you need 3 different class, 3 different objects. But what we done, we created only one object called employees, which can handle all 3 classes. So depending on situation, it can change. This example we have tried. So already I posted, one more time I am giving here. This is index.ts. That is that index.ts code. This is the example for that. Because we are using a lot of HTML inside it, means DOM methods, then you have to translate into JavaScript and link the JavaScript in HTML page and test. So don't get confused. Some programs you have to run in console, some programs you have to run in HTML. For that I am clearly giving which one to run in HTML, which one to run. Here we need to translate TSC index.ts, then so index.html. In that we need to link this file. That's the code I am giving here. So this is inheritance and polymorphism related, a single basic concept. So in TypeScript object-oriented approach, you need to know about these things. So what you learned up to now is you learned about contracts, you learned about classes, you learned about inheritance and polymorphism. Polymorphism, how it works, right? Now in object-oriented programming, one more very important thing you need to know is about templates. Templates in templates in object-oriented programming. So what are templates? Why we need templates in a real world development? I will show you some points, examples. Actually, template, what is the meaning of template? Template means, already we know the meaning of template. Template comprises of sample data and logic, which you can customize and implement according to your requirements. Template comprises of sample data and logic, which you can implement and customize according to your requirements. Generally, in real world projects where we need these templates, I hope you people know, in real time software development, the software projects are classified into, generally our software projects are classified into, we have end-to-end projects, end-to-end, or we call implementation project. We have support project, we have upgrade project, and we have rollouts. In software companies, the projects are 4 types actually: end-to-end, support, upgrade, and rollouts. In companies, if you got a job, you have to work in any of these 4. Fresher role is always in the first one. As a fresher, your role always is in first one. What is meant by support? End-to-end means we are building an application for a client for his business, and we are building everything from scratch. Everything we are developing, that is end-to-end. 100 to 100% a fresher role is in end-to-end implementation. So that is the place where you will be placed, that kind of projects. Support means already project developed, project is built, that project is given to client and he is using it, and If he gets any technical issue while using that project, we need to resolve. Then we call them as support. Actually, in software companies, usually you will have suppose .NET developer, we will have Java developer. Similarly, usually not only developers, we have .NET consultant and consultant and Java consultant will be there. Consultants will be there. That is the role. Java developer is different, consultant is different. Consultant means more than developer. That means minimum 10 years experience in technology. Minimum 10 years experience. So consultants are the people who are in support project. Support project means already project is in use. Somebody using it means client is using it. If any problem comes, we have to resolve. Those are support projects and the team will be very less. Suppose end-to-end project means hundreds of people will be there. But support projects, only a team of 3-4 people only there. In India, 3-member team. In US, 3-member team, like that. Only these 3 people have to manage everything. Means issues. This is very tough and this requires a lot of skills. So fresher have no chance in support projects. So your place, fresher place will be end-to-end. Support projects are for experienced people. Even experienced people also many times may not show interest in going into support. They still will be working as developer only, because to go into support, lot of skills are required. Lot of burden will be there. Lot of complexity. For example, yesterday 15 minutes, 45 minutes, WhatsApp stopped. Do you know the approximate loss of that 45 minutes for WhatsApp people is approximately 700 crores. 700 crores approximate loss for 45 minutes not working. This is too much, because commercially that happens like that, right? That's very complicated. That means, for example, I will tell you a practical thing. Suppose we have Amazon website. In Amazon website, after selecting product, payment is not working. That means payment option is not working. So for 5 minutes, payment option not working. Now, can you tell how many people may be using Amazon at a time? All over the world, millions. Million people now stopped, placed their order. 5 minutes only. So they stopped, placed their order. That means at least every person 100 rupees order. How much? That means for 5 minutes, Amazon payment option not working. It will be crores of loss for them. Now, if you may ask why it is loss, he will buy later. It's not guarantee that he will buy later. He will buy later from here or somebody else. Amazon is not working for few minutes. Immediately you will go to Flipkart. That means lot of business shifted. That is why if anybody says for 10 minutes 100 crores loss, obviously it will happen. That is what business is, right? That is technical, and the support people are in that. Support people are in that. You are sleeping at 2 a.m. one issue came, then you have to wake up and sit and work. Company calls, says that P1 issue is there. P1 is priority 1 issue. That means you can't sleep now until it is resolved. Issues are prioritized, P1, P2, P3, P4 like issues. At 2 a.m. call will come, say that issue is there, you have to resolve, then you have to resolve. If you say that no, I have to sleep, then next day morning he will say continue sleeping. No need to come to company. That means by the morning, a letter is there in your email. You are kicked out. That's it. This is very risky job. Support is, right? That's the reason huge packages will be there. Consultants, huge packages will be there for these people because they are less in number, lot of burden for them. That is support. Upgrade project means we developed in one version. Later we need to update from that version to another. It is not complicated, but it is also job of experience. Because from one version to another version, we need to change the software. Then it will take some time. That is upgrade project. Sometimes companies appoint people only for upgrade. In Naukri sites, they will put a job. We need a contract based person. That means for 3 months, your job will be there. 3 months, what I will do for a company? So that usually it will be like upgrades. That means in 3 months, you have to update from one version to another. For such projects, they will ask, we need people with knowledge of Angular 8 and Angular 14. We need people with Angular 10 and Angular 14 because we need to update from old version to new. These kind of projects are upgrade. Rollout projects means what? Suppose we take example of some Tata company. So Tata company have some business. Suppose Tata have some business like some Jaguar business. That means Tata Land Rover or car is there na? Land Rover belongs to Tata only na? Right. So Land Rover business is there. And for this business in India, for this business, we developed an app. We developed an app for that business and we given that app to them. They are using it. Now Tata wants to expand their business to France. Same business. Then will you develop another app for France business? Same business, but according to France, it will change. Business is same. According to France, currency, formats, all these things will change. Taxations and everything will change. Will you develop another app for them? No. What we do is, for Indian business, which app we developed, we will create a template for it. We will create a template for that app. This template, we will roll out. We will roll out for France business. That means we develop a template, we give this template to France, and France people will roll out that according to their business requirement. That means they will do customizations, changes according to requirement. This is called rollout. During these rollouts only, many times we send our developers on site. So why people go on site for a few months? Vacation. Huh? You worked very hard for a few days, go US and come back. On-site is vacation. Huh? No. On-site is too complicated. Suppose if anybody says you have to go on-site, for you people, it may be exciting. But for real-time developers, they will say, no, I don't want to go. Send somebody else. Team lead have to go on-site. He will say that, no, I don't want to go on site, send this person. He is good. Why? Because on site means you have to sit with client and work with client. That is little bit risky. And many people are not interested in that. So on site is nothing but you go to client location and roll out this template there, explain the business to them, how it works, then come back. And if the client likes your work, he will recommend the company that we will keep this person here only, we will continue him. Right? If you want, you can continue, or you can come back and you can continue your company later. That is what on-site is. That means what we do, we go there, roll out this template, explain them, and come back. That is majority of on-site. That is rollouts. Rollouts means the same software to be used by other business, means other country. Then we roll out there. For that we need what? Templates. So when you are developing an application, in that application we need templates. What a template contains? Already template contains some data and some functionality. What you have to do? You have to take that, customize according to your requirements and implement it. For example, suppose we have MS Word. I want to prepare a letter. If I want to prepare a letter or resume, then I don't need to design a resume. I can go new. There will be resume templates. I select a resume template and create a ready-made resume template will come. What you have to do here, just make changes according to your requirements. This is how we need to build a software. That means some we design, some they will customize according to their requirements. So everything we will not design. This is called rollouts. Another situation I will tell you, means where we use these templates, another situation I will tell you. For example, so we have, suppose we have IBM. This IBM is building an app for ICICI Bank. They are developing an application for that bank. Now, will bank people give all their requirements to IBM? Bank is have sensitive data, credit cards, users' account details. That's very complicated data. Without giving the details, how to develop an app? Right? That means will ICICI Bank give all the data to this IBM? They can't give. Without giving all the data, how they will develop? So then what ICICI Bank does, they say that out of 10 modules, 8 modules doesn't require any private data. These 8 modules you build, and the rest of 2 modules you give to us in the form of templates. Our developer will implement. Our developer means ICICI Bank will have a Java developer. ICICI Bank will have a .NET developer. Very rarely such jobs will be there. Very rare, because not very often they are released, very rarely. And to work, what is the role of this developer? For this developer, minimum 10 years experience required. Minimum 10 years experience. And their packages minimum starts from 25 lakh per annum. Minimum 25-30 lakh per annum minimum package. They are very huge people. And experience levels also very huge. Why? Because they are Java developer for ICICI Bank, direct bank. They are equal to bank employee. That means what their responsibility is, these 2 modules they have to implement. Like credit cards, account details, like modules they will implement. Rest of modules they design. 2 modules that created templates and given. Their developers will not work. Our developer will work. Bank developer will work. You see, if we are lucky enough, we may find any job there. Naukri, let's see Naukri site. Let's search for, means I'm not guaranteeing we may find such job, because it is very rarely given, such jobs rarely given here. I will give here, suppose I am searching for ICICI Bank Java developer something. ICICI Bank Java developer, you see, scroll any, means very rarely you will find. Yeah, you see here it is Java, Cloud, Jenkins and all this, and see the experience 18 to 23 years. 18 to 23 year experience equal to your age maybe. That means he is a Java developer before you born, right? That much experience is required for that. And their packages will be almost 1 crore per annum minimum starting. 1 crore, 2 crore per annum minimum, those packages. And that is not a big thing for bank people, right? That means these are developers. That means you will be sometimes surprised, like Java developer 1 crore package will come. Yes, that is a very simple thing actually. That means depending on experience levels and the type of job they do. And see, this job 20 days ago is posted, but nobody, still job is not closed. Who will go? Who 23 years experience? Who is, right? That means, and the work for here is very complex, very complex. So this is actually very rarely these kind of jobs will come. .NET developer for HDFC Bank, and they don't need many people, only 1-2 people only. 1-2 people only. And remember, they have to work for entire India business, 1-2 people only. There will be a simple support team for them, but main work is they have to do. Now your question is, what is the work of a Java developer in ICICI Bank? Because already IBM is building an app for them. They are maintaining it. Then what is this person's work? This person's work is some private modules bank cannot give to them. Then this person is equal to a bank employee. So he have to implement all this. That is where we need templates. So templates are usually required. Templates are usually required for 2 situations. One, rollouts, another for this kind of implementation. Now the question, how to design a template? You know it, but you don't know its technical concept. Actually, templates are designed by using abstract classes. That means if anybody asked what is the purpose of an abstract class in OOP language, designing templates, that is only the purpose. The only purpose of an abstract class is designing templates. What is meant by a template? Template means some functionality implemented, some functionality not implemented. That is what abstract na? Abstract means some members implemented, some members not implemented. Some are abstract, some are non-abstract. Some are implemented, some are not implemented. Which are not implemented, your developer will implement. That is the concept of abstract class. So if anyone asks at high level, experience level, what is the purpose of an interface? Then you should say interface is used for designing contracts. What is the purpose of a class? Class is used for designing components. What is the purpose of abstract class? That is for designing templates. How? Let's see how this works. See, generally we are first creating, see the order. First we are creating an interface, product contract, that is interface. Now this product contract have name, string type. and we have price number type. We have a quantity that is also number type. So total is a method which is a number type, and the print is a method which is also an void type. This is contract. Now in this contract, so we are creating a class. This is product template. This product template will implement some functionality, and some functionality it will leave for others. That means certain details we implement and other details we will leave it for them, so that their developer will implement. So that means this class is not having all details implemented. Some are implemented, some are not implemented. Then in that case, it must be marked as abstract. If you are expecting a class to have some incomplete contents which need to be implemented later, then you have to mark the class as abstract. We have to mark the class as abstract. So abstract class is there. This class must be designed as per this contract. That means it should follow the rules. That means this class implements which contract? Product contract. According to product contract, it should implement all of them. What is it? First one, public name. It is what type? String type. Into that we will put some string. That means we are implementing it. Okay. Another public price. Price is number type, and we are implementing some number. And we have public quantity, that is number type. We are implementing some number. Okay. Now, what about total? Public total. Total is a method. This is not our responsibility. This is not our responsibility. It should return number, but functionality is not our responsibility. Their developers will take care. In that case, it is mandatory to mark it as abstract. If it is incomplete, abstract. So anything marked as abstract, it means that it need to be implemented. It need to be implemented. And if a class is having at least one incomplete member, then class also incomplete. Then that is the reason class also should be marked as what? Abstract. And here we are defining another one, abstract, that is print, and it is void type. Now our template is ready. In this template, some details are implemented, some are not implemented. What are the details implemented? Name, price, quantity. Implemented there. Why? Because we mentioned empty string, 0. Those are also values. They are implemented. If you want, you can assign any new value later. But implementation is done. And these are not implemented because functionality is not defined. Now, what we have to do? We need to give this template to our developers. Means what those developers will do? They will take this template. After taking this template, do they have to modify everything in the template? They don't need to modify everything in the template. Only the features which are incomplete, they have to implement them. So we have to create a class, product component. Now this class have to implement all the incomplete functionality and give this to application. We have to implement all incomplete things and give that to application. So this is given to application. Remember, incomplete contents cannot be given to application. So finally, an application can never have abstract classes. When an application goes live and user is starting, it cannot have any abstract classes. Every abstract class must be implemented and given to client. So client cannot have any abstract classes. So now see here, what we have to do? we need to implement the incomplete members here. So this component have to extend, it extends product template. Understood? It extends product template. So implements contract. But this one extends. Extends why? Because why extends? Because already there is functionality. Through that we need to add more. If already there is a functionality and we are adding more, then it is called extending. So it is extending. So in the extension, see what I am doing is I am saying name. In the name, I am storing some number. It's not working. Why? Why it is not working? Because name is what type? String type. Have I mentioned here? Have I mentioned that name is string type here? No. Then how it is verifying? How it is verifying? Because the structure of name is defined in template. So template, what it is doing, template is hiding the structure and giving the functionality to you. You just use the functionality. This process of hiding structure and giving functionality is called abstraction. Is called abstraction. Generally, wrong idea you have about abstraction is people say abstraction means data hiding. What data you are hiding? It is not hiding data. Data hiding means you are hiding 50,000. Na? Then why you are calling data hiding? It is not hiding data. It is hiding data structure. It is not hiding the data. It is hiding the structure. Only functionality is given. That means now this component have this functionality, but functionality is having some structure. That structure is hidden here. Component contains only functionality, no structure. Structure is coming from some other location. From where it is coming? From this template. So template is hiding the structure and giving only functionality to you. You have to just use it. That means now it should be what type? According to the structure, it should be what type? String type. You don't need to write name as string type because already it is there. Suppose I am giving price. So I am writing some price, right? And price is equal to some string. It's not allowed because according to structure, it is number type. Quantity, quantity is also number type. And total is a method. What this method, why it is showing error? It is showing error because according to the structure, it should return number. That means now you have to return this dot quantity into this dot price. Then it is fine. Now there is another option. What is it? Print. Print is a void type. And it will put console.log. We want to print all the details. Details like name. So name I am printing here. So name is equal to what? This dot name. And slash n price is equal to, so this dot price. And next we have quantity is equal to this dot quantity. And in the next line, total is equal to this dot total. Total is a method. Now this is complete functionality. And remember, your component is using a functionality and the functionality is being used, but the functionality have a certain structure. That structure is hidden. That is not given to you. The structure is hidden, only functionality is given to you. You have to just implement it. You need to just implement it. Who designed that structure? The people who built the app, they designed the structure and given to you. In that structure, certain things are incomplete that we implemented. And can you implement as you like? We cannot implement as we like. We have to implement in the same way how they designed the structure. That means now ICICI Bank developer can add anything new into it? No. He can just only modify what is given to him. Understood? That means he cannot add anything new into it. He cannot add any new into it. IBM developed something and that is given to them. So now if bank wants to add anything new, then they will not ask this employee. They will ask the IBM. They will say that we want a new feature into app. Then they will modify the template and give again that modified template to our developer. And the bank developer, what he will do? He will implement it. That means he don't have any rights to add a new functionality into it. He don't have any rights to implement anything which is not according to the template. That is the concept of templates. Right? In real world development, so if anyone asks, where do I use abstract classes? Why I need an abstract class? Abstract classes are used for designing templates. That means what is the concept of abstraction? That means actually abstract class comprises of members, two types. One is member implemented with functionality. Member implemented with functionality, and members need to implement. Implemented with functionality and need to implement. That means you call it as not implemented. So generally abstract class can contain incomplete methods. So incomplete methods which are called abstract methods. Incomplete methods are called abstract methods. And completed methods, and these are called non-abstract methods. We have abstract methods and non-abstract methods. And as per the rule, if a class have at least one abstract method, if a class have at least one abstract method, then the class is marked as what? Abstract. Then the class is marked as abstract. That is compulsory. Now the key point here is the process of hiding the data structure. The process of hiding the data structure and providing only functionality to application is known as abstraction. The process of hiding the data structure and providing only functionality to application is called abstraction. That means even you are the person responsible for implementations, customizations. You can't do anything by your own again. You cannot customize according to your own ideas. You have to customize as per the template only. That means template will tell the rules. Template will get the rules from where? Template will get the rules from contracts. That means what is the order? Order is we have contracts. From contracts we have templates. From templates we have components. Understood? And components are used in application. Application is built with components. So an application contains components, everything. Components will come from templates and templates will come from contracts. So So that is the order actually. And the concept I told you, actually template implements contract. Understood? Template implements contract, and component extends template. That is the order. That is what we have seen here. So that means template implements a contract and component extends a template. Implementation and extension, these are the two words you should not get confused. When we use the word implement, we use the word implement when we are implementing rules. When you are implementing rules. When we use the word extends, when we are extending the functionality. Already rules are defined, we are extending the functionality, then we use the word extends. So this is the basic order of entire abstraction, how it actually works, right? So abstraction is not hiding data. So it should be corrected actually. It is hiding data structure, not hiding the data. Actually their intention is, because see, generally trainers, what they do is, they, to make you the topic understandable easily, they will use simplified terms, and they don't take risk of going into architectural part, that because you will have a complaint that I can't understand. If any trainer goes in depth about explaining the architectural part of a concept to a fresher, he will be very much confused little bit. That is the reason they don't show much interest in explaining you that part. They will simply say that, oh, abstraction, data hiding, right? But abstraction is not data hiding, it is data structure hiding. Data structure hiding, that we proved here. That means structure is not defined, and this is not a contract. Am I right? Structure is not defined and it is not a contract. If it is a contract, it will tell what is the rule for name. It is not a contract, then how it is validating? It is not a contract, then how it is validating? Because already it have a structure. Already it have a structure. Then can I see that structure here? No, you can't see the structure here. You can only implement. You cannot see the structure here. Structure is in the template. You can only implement it. We cannot see the structure, but structure is working here. Suppose I try to put a number, it's not working. Then immediately it says that it needs a string. That means we have to define a string. Right? Now we will create. So we will create here. So LET. So TV is equal to new product component. And through TV, we can access the print method, which will print all the details. So this is what, that means only this part you are going to see in your application actually. In the background, there will be templates, there will be contracts, the libraries built with them. So this is the basic. You can run, it will show you. I will reveal in Explorer and see here. Let's run this and see tsc index.ts and node index.js, and it will display everything. All the functionality is working fine. This is a basic point. So I will copy this example. This is the example where we kept everything. Remember, we are designing everything in one file, but later we will get a chance of designing this in multiple files. That next level we will see. For that we need to learn about a concept called modules. Then we can design separate files. Contracts separate place, template separate place, component separate place will be there. As of now, you can practice everything in one file. So we designed product contract. Product contract is implemented by template, and this template is being used here. and you see the template is having some incomplete members. To implement those incomplete members, we are extending the template and we are implementing the functionality for them. Now, very important, as I already told you, for example, this is abstract, and here I am having a definition. It cannot have. Abstract means you are marking as incomplete, and that block means you are trying to write a functionality. That cannot happen. That functionality can be there. So this functionality can be there. If it is not marked as abstract, you can try that. Then what you have to do, you have to return, what is it? Return this dot quantity into what? This dot price. That means certain things you can implement and certain things you give for implementation. Sometimes generally, even our developer is there, so certain difficulties we are facing in implementation, then we ask our parent company that look into this. So our developers are facing problem in implementing it. So you can do some modifications and give to us. So this is generally all the concept of abstraction, right? That means in real world projects, why should I create an abstract class? What is the necessity of an abstract class? The purpose of abstract class is to design templates. Where templates are used? Templates are used in two situations. One in rollouts, another one is in implementation. Rollout is what? We built an app for a certain business in certain location, the same to be rolled out in another location, then that is rolled out. So rollout means the same app for a different business, means different geolocations. So concept will be same, functionality will be same, only few changes according to the business. France business different, Indian business different, app will be same. That's the reason in software companies, if you ask developers, experienced developers, for which project you are working, he will say, my project is some British Petroleum for France business. They will tell that regularly, that for which business they are working, because they know that that is for that business. Application belongs to certain business area. These are very important at real world to understand. I hope you are clear in this. Huh? So is it clear about abstracts, right? Yeah. In object-oriented programming in TypeScript, you need to know another important about generics. It's a very major one. And it is very popularly used everywhere. You need to know about generics. In TypeScript, this is another concept. What is actually generics is C. Suppose, why it is very important, I will explain the point here. Actual concept is, suppose we are building an application. And in this application, we have to consume the data. So data, I will tell you a simple point. We need to consume the data. Data can come from various sources. Actually, these days, what we do, we use APIs. Later, I will explain if you are not aware of APIs. Generally, suppose data is coming from another location. That means suppose we have some employee data, suppose we have some product data, some student data, like that different data is coming. Now here in the application, we need to create a method and keep this method ready in such a way that this method don't know what type of data comes. Initially, it don't know what type of data comes. But once the data comes in, if employee data is coming in, it should work for only employee. It should work for only employee. Means I will tell you here simple point here. Suppose, see, here I am writing a class, some demo, just roughly first. Here we have a method, print is a method. So public get details is a method. And here it is expecting data. And what type of data will come is not sure. Then what we will mention the data type. What type of data will come is not sure. Then what should be the data type of this data? If you are not sure, what should be the data type? Data type should be any na. Any is the root type na. So any is the root type. That means it can handle any kind of data. Is it a number? Is it a string or a boolean? Anything. That means now we are not sure about the data. Then we marked it as any type. Then what happened is data comes into this method now. And a string data came. After the string data comes into method, it should work for only string now. It should work for only string. It should not work for any another, but it should work for others. Why? Because any means what? That means this data can store a string. And in the same data, you can store a number. That's not good. Once we know that string is coming, then we have to fix it for string. Then why can't you mention data type as string? Because we are not sure what will come. Sometimes number will come. And when number comes, we have to fix it for number. I hope you understood the situation. We don't know the data type. Then simply declare any. But if I declare any, later it can allow contradictory values. That means later it can allow different values which are not supported. So any is not solution. Then how to define data type in such a way that initially it is type safe. Type safe means ready to accept any type and strongly typed. Once it knows the data type, it should not work for other types. That is called generics. That is the concept of generics. So technically, I will explain that with example. See, actually generic refers to type safe. Generic refers to type safe. Generic refers to type safe. That means initially the data type is unknown. Initially the data type is unknown. According to the type of data passed, according to the type of data passed into reference, it can be strongly typed. So it is not sure about data type. Once the data type is known, it will not allow any another type. It will not allow any another type. That is what actually the concept of generic. That means it is ready to accept any type. But once it knows the type, it will fix it. It will not allow any another type. That is good. So any is not a solution. Any is not a solution. So for that, we have to use the concept of generics. I will tell you a real world scenario. Means how your technologies will use generics. I will show you a real world point here. Suppose you are developing an application for using Java or .NET or Python or something like this you are developing. When you are developing an app by using various technologies, now this application have to use database. Suppose you are a Java developer. Which database is used for application? Which database is used? Any database can be used. There is no restriction. It's not like you are learning Oracle as a part of Java package. That's why company have to use Oracle. That is rubbish, right? That any database they can use. Any database they can use. That means now is your technology, Java, .NET, Python, all these technologies are capable of connecting with any database? Yes. They are capable of connecting with any database like Oracle or like MySQL or like MongoDB, like SQL Server, all these. Now the question is then how they build a library for you. Now in your Java, in your .NET or in your technologies, you need a class, This class, database class, should able to connect with any database. Now, have your technologies designed different classes for different databases? Have your technologies designed different classes for different databases? Suppose you are using Java, JDBC, .NET, ADO.NET to connect with Oracle. So a separate class. To connect with MySQL, a separate class. Are classes separately available? Are classes separately available for different database? No, only one class is working for all of them. How it is doing that? How one class is able to work with different database? Now you told that class that my database is Oracle. Will it accept any MongoDB queries inside it? How? It is ready to communicate with any database. And once you mention the database, it will not allow other queries. How? That means it is generic. It is generic. That means it is ready to open for anybody. But once you know the type, it will not work for others. That means now this class should be in such a way that it should work with any database. But once you tell which database, it strictly restricts only the queries related to the database. It will not allow others. This is what actually the concept means. How you will design a class like that, how you will design a method like that. That means now see here, I am creating here. The point is very simple. See, this data is any type. That is not good. Then I will do one thing. I will make this method generic type. If I make the method generic type, then see how to make the method generic type. Beside the method name, in angle braces, you have to mention type. Actually, the T is just shortcut for type. You can use anything, type, or you can use XYZ, anything, doesn't matter. So just for developers reference, they use the word type, T or type or anything. You can use anything, XYZ, ABC, anything. So this is type. Now the data type will be that type. Now see the point here. Interestingly, I will create an object for demo class. Through that object, I am accessing the get details method. Into that, I am not sure what type of data comes earlier, but once I am using the method, I know that there is a string type data coming. Then automatically the data type will be string. The data type will be string. It will not allow any another type now. That means now I cannot store a number inside this. I have to store only a string. Next time I am using, and this time I know that number is coming into it, then it will work as number. That means now you cannot store any string inside it. It will not allow to do that. You have to store only a number. That means it is type safe and strongly typed. It is type safe and strongly typed. That is what actually the nature of generics. Generic. So what is the concept of generic? It is initially data type is unknown, and according to the type passed into reference, it can be strongly typed. So usually actually, so in OOP languages, in TypeScript, generic can be defined. Generic can be defined for, you can define generic for a property. You can define generic for a method. You can define generic for a class. You can define generic for a method or a property or a class. Actually, in some technologies which support generic, their constructor also can be generic, but not in TypeScript. In TypeScript, we cannot have generic constructors, but generic constructors are available in technologies that support generics. Other technologies that support generics, they support generic constructor, but TypeScript will not support generic constructor. A property can be generic, method can be generic, parameters also can be generic. Parameters also can be generic. Now let's design one method in such a way which can work for different databases. I will show you the concept here. See, means how that concept may work in the background. Let's see here. So what I am doing now is I am creating a simple interface. This is Oracle. This is iOracle. That is interface. And according to Oracle, generally to connect with Oracle, so we name username. Username is what type? String. We need some password. Password is also string. We need some database. Database is also string. Okay. Suppose I am using interface. So MySQL. To connect with MySQL, we need host. We need host, which is a string. We need user, which is a string. We need a password, which is a string. So, and we need database, which is also a string. Suppose I have another database, that is iMongoDB, and it will have only a URL, which is a string type. That means now I need to design a class in such a way that it should work with specific database. So I am creating a class called database. This database class is having a method called public. It is having a method called public. Connect is the method. This connect method should be in such a way that it should able to connect with any database. So we created a class called database and we created a method called connect. This connect method should work for any database. But once it is initialized for Oracle, it should not work for any another. It should not change. It should fix for only Oracle. Then we can make this as generic type. And it is expecting connection string, which should be generic type. Connection string should be generic type. So every database requires a connection string. It should be generic type. Now I want to print what is present in connection string. I will just use for var property. It's an object. Property in. What is it? Connection string. We are printing console.log. We are printing every property and its value. Value how to print? We have to get connection string of property. That means we are printing all the details passed in connection string. In the connection string, whatever details are passed, we are printing it. That is the concept we are using here. Now let's create an object now here. So console.log, I am here connecting to Oracle. Okay, connecting to Oracle database. So if my application is now currently connecting to Oracle, then see LET Oracle is equal to new database. And this Oracle have a connect method. It should work for iOracle contract. Then connection string should be Oracle connection string. Connection string should be Oracle connection string. That means here I am passing an object. Into that I am passing host. It says that Oracle connection don't have any host. So it is strictly working for only Oracle now. So according to Oracle connection string, what are the details you need for Oracle? Username, it is there. So Scott, that is the username. We have password. Password is Tiger. We have some database. Database is EMPDB, something like this. This is working for that Oracle. Now later, so I am developing another application. So in that application, I have to connect to MySQL. In that application, my database is MySQL. Then I don't need another class. The same class can work for MySQL also. That means LET MySQL is equal to new database and MySQL.connect. It should work with iMySQL. Then connection string is MySQL type. And here I typed username. It is not accepting because according to this, it should have a host. Host is some local host. So then it have user. User is root. Say password. Password is some 1, 2, 3, 4. So and some database. Database is some products DB like this. That is how we are configuring. That means one class and one method are working for different situations. This is also polymorphism. This is also polymorphism. Right? Polymorphism is not just like overloading a function. Right? This is also polymorphism because only one function working for different situations. So generic purpose is that console.log, last one I will implement here. What is it? Connecting to MongoDB. And to connect with MongoDB, just we will use LET Mongo is equal to new database and mongo.connect, and we will use iMongoDB contract. Then the connection will accept only URL. It will accept only URL. URL some HTTP : so not HTTP, MongoDB :127.001:27017, that is MongoDB connection string. Now one class and one method are working for different situations. Now the key point is connect is a method which is type safe. That means it is ready to work for anybody. And once it is initialized for anybody, it will not work for any another. That is the nature of generics. Now you can see all these are working fine. That means we have TSC index.ts and we have node. So node index.js, and it is showing all of them. Oracle is connecting to Scott, Tiger, and MySQL is connecting to localhost, root, username, password. MongoDB is connecting to this. So one class, one method can work for different situations. That is the concept of generic. And you have just seen generic method. And you have seen generic parameter. Parameter is generic, method can be generic. Complete class also can be generic. A class can be generic and a property can be generic. So when we need a generic class and when we use a property as generic, these are some basic things that we will see in next session. Tomorrow we'll do that. Okay, so in tomorrow's session, we will finish all the OOP part. Mostly by Monday onwards, Tuesday onwards, we will start Angular now. Right, one more topic is there we will discuss, and rest of others you will use in Angular. right? This knowledge is enough to start working with Angular now, right? Now we have to start working with Angular after learning few more topics are there. We will finish in 1-2 sessions. Then we can continue with Angular now. Okay. Then tomorrow we'll continue with this, right?